Hello everybody, Danae here, and today I am making risotto. And I'm not so much concerned about the vegetables that are going to go in my risotto. I'm using zucchini and mushrooms, but I really want to talk about the technique and the process. I had someone contact me about how to make risotto. Her risotto was coming out mushy and it just wasn't right. And so I decided to make this video. And I'm going to walk you through it. In the pan, you're going to see that I have sauteed onions and garlic, and I've added my risotto with a little olive oil and butter. And I have the recipe below this video. Now, risotto, is short grain rice. It's Arborio rice, and it's one of those rice products that, well, it just takes a little bit of extra time to get right. And so you'll see that I've added my liquid, and what you're doing when you make risotto is add liquid and stir. And you want to make sure that all of the liquid evaporates out, and you're just adding a little bit at a time. It is all about technique. Now, first of all, I'm going to dispel some myths about risotto, just some things that I found out. You really want to start with warm stock or broth. Don't use cold. Okay, it takes too long for the mixture to heat up. So you want to start with, just some warm broth. You also want to, and you're only adding about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup at a time. And you're going to notice throughout this video, just watch it first and then try to make your risotto if you haven't had success with it. You'll notice that I'm using a wide pan. I'm doing that just for this visual. You want to use about a 4-quart pot, and you want the bottom of the pot to cover the entire burner so that this pot heats evenly. And as you see, risotto is all about stirring, adding the liquid, stirring, adding the liquid. And you want to use, if you can, either broth or stock, chicken, vegetable, or beef, your preference. You all know that water has no flavor, so just throwing water in is not gonna give you the most flavorful risotto. And you'll notice that my broth is dark. It's a homemade broth, but you can buy one from the store, grocery store. You can make your own. It's completely up to you. You'll also notice that I have little dark specks in my risotto. That's from the onion and the garlic that I sauteed before, and I sort of caramelized the onion. Now, if you want a little short video on how to caramelize onions to use in different dishes, let me know. I'd be more than happy to share that with you. Now, we're gonna just keep stirring this risotto and stirring it and stirring it. And you pay attention to the fact how quickly the liquid is incorporated into the rice. And you want that. That starch in the rice is just absorbing it. Those kernels are hitting each other and they're just eating it up. And that's what you want. And I'm adding more and more. And this particular recipe, and as I said, the recipe will be below the video, will serve about 4 people. Maybe 2 hungry, folks, but at least 4 people. And I use risotto as both a main dish and a side dish. You will also notice from time to time that I stop stirring and I let the risotto rest for just, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds. I don't stir and I just let it rest. You want to stir constantly, but sort of not. And that's one of those myths that people tell you, is that you have to stir the risotto. You have to keep stirring and stirring. You don't. It's okay to let the risotto rest. and then add your warm stock or broth and keep stirring again. It is so fascinating to watch how this risotto absorbs the broth, and it's absorbing all that flavor too. You may even want to have a helper come in and help you stir, because your arm's going to get a little tired. I'm gonna be honest with you, it will. But it is so worth it, because the flavor and the texture of a good risotto is just, well, I can't even tell you. It's delicious. It's addictive. Now, when it comes to the vegetables going into your risotto, you can either add vegetables or you don't have to. Some people, will add mushrooms. Others will add, I add zucchini and mushrooms. Sometimes I just add zucchini. Sometimes I add yellow squash. Yeah, and it just depends. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. There are times when I will take a roast chicken and I may have a couple pieces of chicken left, and I'll chop them up fine, and at the very end I will add it to my risotto for a chicken risotto. Look, this is one of those dishes that's versatile. You can use green peppers, red peppers, but always make sure that whatever you're adding is cooked. And you can tell when the risotto is really starting to come together, and when the kernels are no longer white but becoming opaque. You know that your risotto is ready for those vegetables if you decide to add them. I've added my stock. I've let it rest for a minute, and then I'm going to start stirring again. And we're just going to let it cook and stir and cook and stir. And I speed it up here because I didn't want you to spend all your time watching this risotto cook. And now we're going to prepare to put in our vegetables. And this is our zucchini and mushrooms. And I just had them sitting on the side, covered. They're probably room temperature right now, and I'm going to incorporate that in my risotto. I'm going to drop in a pat of butter, and it's only a tablespoon. That's optional. I just love the way it finishes the dish. And I put in my Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to stir. Oh, I can't tell you, this is an amazing dish. And what I usually, when I serve my risotto, I usually serve it, like I said, either as a side dish or a main dish. But I also have extra Romano or Parmesan cheese on the side for those people who want a little bit more. I finish it with salt and pepper, and it is ready to be served. Don't wait. This is one of those dishes where you want to make it up and you want to serve it right away. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And remember, subscribe, hit that bell so that you get all of my new videos that come out. See you next time. Bye.